there, I'm the 996, and today's video is about some suggestions I have for prepping for NaNoWriMo, whether you're doing Camp NaNoWriMo in April or July, or the November NaNoWriMo. Today's July 1st, 2020, so I'm going to be assuming that you might be participating in Camp NaNoWriMo. But before I get to that, I do have an announcement. Drum roll! I finished my second draft of my young adult sci-fi fantasy novel. And now I will tell you the premise. The premise of my story is a teenage girl in another world is threatened by a mysterious man. His threat is she must help him commit treason or he will kill her family. So that is what my premise is for my young adult sci-fi fantasy novel. And now let me get on to what I'm going to be doing. So I at first was going to take a 2-week vacation. Well, not at first, but I planned to take a 2-week vacation, just catch up on some reading, do some other things I need to do, and then come back and start writing the third draft, so revising the third draft. But I'm thinking I really should take more of a break from this, and it is only the first day of Camp NaNoWriMo, so I'm thinking about prepping for Camp NaNoWriMo story for a few days, and then jumping into Camp NaNoWriMo and this other story. So that one brings me to things about how to prep. In case you're watching this, so whenever you're watching this video, I highly suggest that you get this book, Story Genius. It tells you how to scientifically write a story that helps engage people, and it has tons of exercises about how to better understand your characters and to develop your plot of your story. Another thing I think you should have when you're prepping for NaNoWriMo are character profiles. That helps you as far as what you want for your story, as far as understanding your character. Like, for instance, if your character's favorite color is green, then do they have a lot of green in their wardrobe? Maybe it's something you can keep in mind. You're describing their clothes. If your character's favorite food is pizza, then is it something that they eat all the time? If your character's favorite, let's say, hobby is some type of sport, then do they watch a lot of sports on television? Is it a great pastime that they like to do with their friends when they get out from school? What kind of occupation they have? If they have a job. I'm writing young adults, so I'm thinking more so around school-wise, and if they have a job, it would be a part-time job. So that's one thing. Another thing are character interviews. Character interviews are great because they can help you understand the psyche of your character even more so. I will link below a 35 question interview that I've been using, and it's really been helping me understand my characters. It might seem like a lot of work, but in my opinion, it's worth it to really, if you can answer most of the 35 questions, then that means you have a rather good grasp on what your character is like. Another thing you can do is get a timeline. Now, what I mean by this is have a loose idea of what dates things will be happening in your story. You don't have to mean that you have to know exactly on this date this happens and exactly on that date that happens. Even though I do suggest that you know the exact date for when your story starts. That's just me. But, okay, let me give you an example. For instance, if you have, let's say, a story, and girl meets guy, girl gets in a relationship with guy, girl is heartbroken, then girl learns to move on, then girl gets with the guy again, and she's a stronger person. That's just the classical storylines have that. Let's say that your story is going to have its own uniqueness to it. Let's say that's your story. Let's say you have girl meets guy in May. So in May, it's normally warm. I mean, unless you're in Alaska or Antarctica, In May, let's just pretend that you're living somewhere in the United States. May is normally warm, so I'm going to describe maybe that they meet somewhere where there are flowers, where there's pollen outside. They have you different things thinking about the story to meet somewhere in May. If girl gets into a relationship with guy, happens to be in June, then that's also thinking about the weather. So if this happens to be young adult, then you might think, okay, well, this is summer vacation, or even if it's adult, maybe someone is able to go on vacation with someone, or so forth. Let's say they break up and girl's heartbroken. Let's say that happens in November. You know what else happens in November? Thanksgiving. So does that mean that someone's heartbroken and they're having to deal with still family preparations for Thanksgiving? You know, maybe they're a teenager helping their parents out with Thanksgiving preparations for the family coming over, visiting family, and they really don't want to do that. Maybe they want to soak in the room, maybe they want to go out with their friends more, whatever is going on. And then let's say girl gets stronger. Let's say that that happens in February. So let's say what's in February? Valentine's Day. Let's say all these people are talking about, oh, I'm so happy I have a boyfriend who's taking me here, or I'm going on a date with here, such and such a thing. Then if the girl is a lot stronger, then maybe she still misses the guy, but she's not completely heartbroken over it, and she's like, you know what? I'd rather be alone than be with someone who doesn't want me. So forget that. And then let's say guy wants girl back. Let's say that maybe happens in March of the next year. So what do we know about March? It is warm, but not too warm. I'm just going by the seasons. Other things that are happening there. Maybe um, someone is talking about other things. April. What happens in April is Easter. Let's say April to get back together. So anybody do anything special for Easter? Easter play a part in it before then? What's going on? Did someone get flowers, get freshly cut flowers for somebody? Someone go in the backyard because they like the garden. It just helps keep things flowing. Trust me, as someone who has written a first draft without any type of timeline, I was just making up in my head as I was going with the story. It's much easier if you have a timeline beforehand that at least has some basic dates of when major occurrences happen. Another thing that you should have for your NaNoWriMo preparations is a playlist. Now you might want to know why you should have a playlist. If for some reason you are the type of person that doesn't like music when they write, it doesn't help you, then disregard this. But if you're like me, you need music most of the time to help you. I can write with or without music, but I am much better at writing, especially much better at not getting stuck with music. Then you need to go and get a playlist. Figure out the themes of your story. Figure out what kind of story it is. Figure out what kind of personality your main characters have. For instance, if you, let's say for the example of the girl meets guy, breaks up, get back together example. Maybe you have songs for when she's all happy, she's in love, songs about being depressed or breakup, songs about being stronger, and then something about reuniting. So those kind of things can help you figure out the moods of your story, certain scenes that will happen. So I'm the 996. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let me know in the comments if any of these type of preparations are something that you already do for your first drafts, or if it's something that you're just learning. Have a great day.